just getting the last few things ready here before I pop the live stream on and we'll be ready to go. It all looks good. So I'm just going to change over to the live view. Coming back in here and say go live. And we'll be beginning our yoga class in just a moment. So if you've got a mat, a block, a prop, feel free to get that now. And I will be... There I am. All right. So find your way onto a comfortable seat. So perhaps elevated at the hips, on a cushion or a block or a bolster. Placing your hands on your knees and arriving on your mat. And beginning to close down your eyes. And start to freshen up the respiratory system with some really deep breaths in through the nose. And perhaps an open mouth. Just let the breath go. See if this next inhale can be slightly longer and smoother than the one before it. And the exhale, a little more grounding, a little more firming, a little bit more releasing of tension, of stickiness, of gripping. Perhaps now it's time to seal your lips and breathe through your nose and just recognize how on the inhale, Pranavayu is that vital breath of energy. And on the exhale breath, the Apanavayu is the grounding, releasing, letting go breath. And now with the rhythm of your breath, start to take your awareness from the fabric of your skin through the contours of your muscles and into the web of your nerves. And just feel into the subtle body. And with a kindness and compassionate awareness from your heart space, radiate outwards through the body to smooth out those rigid corners, to encourage harmony and balance, and that beautiful dance between effort and ease. See if you can locate that sense of equanimity here, just sitting in your seat for another moment. And then on your next inhale breath, take your hands up and overhead. Big breath in, reach up, rise up. And then bring the hands through to heart center, Namaskar Mudra, chin to chest. Now, if you wish, you can join me with an Om, or you can let the sound reverberate around you. Inhale to prepare. Start to rub your hands together and ignite your inner fire, your Agni. Rub them till the friction creates heat. And with that heat, you start to feel how it's transformative, it's energetic, it's sparking. And then place the palms over your eyes and absorb the nourishment of that warmth. Explore the darkness created by that expression of covering the eyes. And then now as we peel the hands away from the eyes and you start to flutter them open, arrive in your space. lower your left hand down onto your left knee, and Nadi Shodhana, a Kriya practice here that allows us to shine the skull free of those negative thoughts and unwanted beliefs. Take your peace fingers to your third eye, proud the chest, erect the spine, block your right nostril with the thumb, inhale through your left. Block the left nostril, open the right, and exhale with a pump at the navel center, out the nose. Reclose the right nostril, reopen the left, inhale. Reclose the left, reopen the right, exhale, pump. So moving now from left to right, inhale left, exhale right. Starting to find the pace that serves you. Now come through your center, open both nostrils, inhale deeply, and just take a breath or two here. So Nadi Shodhana is about the rising of the Ida and Pingala energies along the spine. And along the spine we recognize we have the beautiful chakras placed in certain points. And there's a lubricating effect here. There's an upward lift of energy effect here. And it's all culminating in your mind as it polishes the mind free of all of that stuff. We think the same things over and over again every single day. How about we provide a little bit of space in the mind now by taking our opposite breath. So we'll inhale through right. Close the right, exhale through left with that little pump. So inhale right. Exhale left. Good job. Lower your hands down onto your knees and just pause for a moment and recognize how Nadi Shodhana is this beautiful clarifying breath. It's also a warming breath in your solar plexus, and that ignites the inner fire. And that fire is transformative. It shifts away the negative and allows you some space for positivity. As you sit proud here and focus on the horizon, lift your shoulders up to your ears on an inhale, and as you exhale with that little pump at the belly button, drop the shoulders away. So think about how you hold and maintain all of this stress in your shoulders. So you're gathering them up and you're bringing that with you, and then with the exhale breath, you're letting it all go away. So inhale, lift shoulders, exhale, drop them away. It's a powerful pranayama technique to help you move away from holding the weight of the world on your shoulders and carrying all that stress and fatigue. So continue this for a few more moments. Now just pause for a moment, feel the warmth in the shoulders and feel the lightness you've cultivated there. Inhale, arms up, reach up, rise up, twist around to the left hand behind you, right hand to left knee, and then lift through your chest. Proud the shoulders and widen the collarbones. Come back through your center with your right arm forward. Cross the left arm over the top and bind up your forearms in your eagle wrap. As you lift the elbows to shoulder height, press the forearms forward. As you do so, you're broadening across the upper back and you're stretching between the tissues of the shoulder blades, an area that you get very tight in. And it's beautiful to do this in the mornings to prepare you for your day, often spent typing, working at a desk. So press the forearms forward, press the heart and lungs back in the rib cage to widen the space between your shoulder blades. And as you let all that go, unravel, unreach, and reach back up to the ceiling, and we'll twist around to the right hand behind you, left hand, right knee. rotating through the chest, rinsing and twisting through the spine. Coming back through your center with the left arm forward, lift the right arm over top, cross at the elbows, lift at the elbows to shoulder height, forearms press forward, and the heart and lungs press behind you. One more moment here. Nice work. Uncross, unravel, shift forward, come off your props and make your way into your tabletop position. Shoulders over wrists, hips over knees, toenails press down, press away from the earth, the dome across the upper back. Spread the fingers nice and wide. On an inhale, tilt the tailbone up, look up, open the throat, cow the spine. And then on the exhale breath, chin to chest, dome the back, press away from the earth and look at your belly button and cat the spine. So inhale comes forward through to cow. And exhale, domes through the upper back into our cat. So the anterior and posterior movement in the pelvis is a great space to begin the journey of the fluidity of the spine. So see if you can isolate the movement in your pelvis as you tilt and tuck. And why that's important is because mobility in the pelvis allows nourishment in the lumbar and also conditioning of the psoas muscles, which are all part of the fight or flight or freeze response mechanism in our nervous system. And in doing so, we're allowing those tissues that get very sticky throughout the day because of our propensity to sit so much now, a little bit of movement. Now, next time you take yourself into cat, pause and turn this into sexy cat. This is an opportunity just to move in a way that feels really nice. You could target some of those areas we located during our body scan at the start of the class. You could move in a way that feels organic, feline, and natural. Change the orientation of your hands, get funky in the wrists and the elbows. Nice work. And then as you might even like to tuck the toes behind you and shift some weight back from the hips to the heels and just stretch across the soles of your feet. It's a beautiful preparation for your morning. You're going to walk all day on those soles of feet. Why don't you wake them up before you start? Give them a beautiful big stretch. Hydrate those tissues. Place the hands back at their normal orientation with the fingers spread wide. Really good stretch for your wrists, especially if you're about to start typing all day. Lift your thumbs and then lift the palms and come forward onto 4 fingers of each hand. This is probably enough for some people. It's a big stretch in the wrists and the forearms. But if you've got a little bit more mobility, you start to lower the palms towards the earth and then you lift the palms up. You lower the palms and you lift the palms. It's a very isolated movement at that row of knuckles, but it's a stretch in your forearms, your elbows, your wrists, and that row of knuckles gets awakening. And that is the row of knuckles that is so important in downward facing dog. So feel into them on the mat there. Come down onto your palms, move a little through the neck and the shoulders, and then let's set up for our familiar old friend, downward facing dog. Place your hands one handprint further down the mat away from you. Tuck your toes and send your hips back towards your heels, and then lift the hips up to the sky. Press the chest towards your thighs and swing the head back to look at the toes. Bend the knees, pedal the feet, windscreen wiper the heels, nod the head. Do whatever feels nice and natural and organic here. And feel into the neutrality of the wrists, the engagement of the knuckles, and the spread of the fingers. The elbows are active. The shoulders are very much working here. They're very stable. You've wrapped them in and around and found that hug of the shoulder blades across the upper back as you broaden and widen that space. And then you lengthen along the back of your neck and your hips, up to your hips. And you tune into the side waists. Feel all of that extra length there. Holding for 2. And for 1. Now your feet will walk forward to the top of the mat now. Upon arrival, feet are hip width, hands on shins, halfway lift, inhale, breath, long spine. And then bend your knees, bring your tummy on your thighs, hold the elbows, draw your chin towards your chest. And just take a moment for a ragdoll position here. So deep bend in your knees, tummy on the thighs, head heavy, neck long. You're not looking up at the top of the mat. You're looking between your thighs, or you've closed your eyes down. Just let the breath feel into the buoyancy of the inhale and the surrender of the exhale breath. With firm feet into the earth, dangle the hands towards the earth, and on an inhale breath, roll up vertebra by vertebra, bone by bone, to arrive in a standing position, mountain pose, Tadasana. And as you start to feel like a lily flower emerging from the muddy depths of the pond, feel into the length along the back body. From the soles of the feet, you've got active leg muscles, you've got neutral pelvis, ribs are contained, belly button drawn in, arms along beside the body, crown of head is lifted, and the chin is slightly tucked. You're standing here like one of those beautiful mountains of the Himalayas, which were an inspiration for the yogis. In their stillness, they represented Shiva, and in their power, they represent Shakti. And so it's this marriage of the beautiful divinity of those two elements, culminating here in the stillness of the pose, but the activity of the internal universe in your body. The breath in the lungs, the prana in the nadis, the blood in the veins, hydration and fluid in your cells. Bring your hands to your heart space, step the toes to touch, draw your chin towards your chest. Take a moment here, set yourself an intention for your day, allow yourself to bathe in the love and gratitude of our yoga practice as we move in the direction of more. Take the hands up and overhead, inhale breath, and then exhale breath, return to the earth, hinge at the hips and fold, and then inhale, halfway lift, hands on shins, crown of head forward. Exhale, plant the hands and step back to high plank. Upon arrival in the high plank, this is exactly like Tadasana. You've got long and strong legs, internal rotation at the thighs, so you're feeling that hug towards one another. Press away from the earth with shoulders engaged, broaden across upper back, and there's absolutely nothing underneath you here. Look forward and away. Your feet are in the past, everything's out in the future, and the breath is here in the present moment. Hold for 2. And for 1, lower the knees, chest and chin, and then slither forward onto your tummies into cobra pose. Inhale breath. Palms gently press down, tops of feet press down behind you, elbows point back, neck is long. Come back through your tabletop position, and then place the hands, a further handprint further down the mat, and find your way back into your downward facing dog. Exhale breath. Inhale to prepare your body, and then exhale, walk forward to the top of your mat. Hands on shins, halfway lift, crown of head forward, inhale. And then exhale, fold. Be the change you want to see in the world. Root to rise, inhale, lift and rise. Reach up to sky, exhale, come through heart center and pause. Next inhale, take hands out wide, up to sky. And then exhale, return. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step back to high plank. Let's hold that plank again, pressing away from the earth. Drawing the belly button in, lengthening along the back of the neck, looking forward and away. Smoothly lower the knees on an exhale breath. Tilt the tailbone up, bend the elbows, chin to chest, lowers down onto the mat. Inhale into the cobra. Back bend here, giving you a little bit more space. Remember, back bends, use it or lose it. And lifting the hips to the sky, press the chest to thighs, look at the toes. Inhale to prepare, exhale, walk forward, top of mat, maybe a little quicker now. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sky. Exhale, come through your heart center. Inhale, sky. And exhale, earth. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step back to high plank. This time, from high plank, we lower halfway down, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, breath, upward facing dog. Tops of the feet are on the mat, thighs are lifted, back is bent, chest is forward. Exhale, roll over the toes. Downward facing dog. Walk forward to the top of your mat. Exhale. Take peace fingers round big toes. Seal off grip with your thumbs. Halfway lift. Inhale. Bend the elbows and fold here. With the biceps involved, elbows bent to the sides of your room. A little bit more space now for a bit more of an energetic forward bend. And then release that exhale breath. Inhale the chair. Utkatasana, sitting deep into the seat, drawing the belly button in, reaching for the sky with the fingertips, and finding your horizon focus point, your drishti here. 3 breaths. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step back to high plank. Low plank. Shift onto tops of feet. Inhale, upward facing dog. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Lift the right leg to the ceiling. Inhale, drive the heel back. Square the shoulders though. Feel active and even spread of the weight across the palms of the hands. Heel to buttock, knee to nose. Step the right foot to right thumb. Widen the stance and 45-degree angle back foot. Humble warrior, rise up. I beg your pardon, warrior 1, rise up. Lunge into front knee. Firm into pinky toe edge of back foot. Right arm takes the hand across to the left ribs and draws the chest over to the right, so squaring the chest. Right arm forward, left arm over top. Bind up the arms, lift the elbows to shoulder height, press the forearms to the ceiling, and then lower the right shoulder into the right knee. Humble warrior, bowing forward here with eagle arms. Unravel the hands, left hand onto the mat, pivot onto the ball of the back foot, right hand peels to the ceiling, open twist, inhale. Exhale, lower right hand down, step right foot back, high plank, low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, roll over the toes, downward facing dog. Nice. Firm into those palms, spread the fingers, recruit the shoulders. Inhale, left leg lift. Drive the heel back. Feel the even spread across the palms and the stability in the shoulders. Heel to butt. Knee to nose, step left foot to left thumb, widen the stance as the back foot anchors into a 45-degree angle, and Virabhadrasana 1 as we rise up. And just pausing here as you slowly lower left arm down, it comes over to the right ribs and helps square the chest to the front of the room, and then you take the arm out on the diagonal in front of you and lower the right elbow over top. Bind it up, lift it up, press the forearms to the ceiling, and then slowly lower the left shoulder down into the left knee, humble warrior. You're recognizing the quality of the breath here. The quality of the thoughts. The right hand now on the earth, right foot pivots onto the ball of the foot, left hand lifts. Lower the left hand down, step left foot back, high plank, low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. And then exhale, roll over the toes, downward facing dog. Lift the right leg to the ceiling, inhale. And then right knee drifts to right wrist, shin lowers on the mat. As you peek over the left shoulder, you lengthen the left leg back behind you and reach for your props. Place something underneath your right hip here and allow yourself to proud your chest in your half pigeon pose. Pressing away from the earth. This is a beautiful stretch for the left thigh and also for the right hip. And then slowly start to lower yourself down onto your forearms. And just pause for a few breaths in your Ekapada Rajakapatasana, your half pigeon pose. Everybody's target area feels different. It could be the front of the left thigh, it could be the right glute, the right deeper tissues in the hip, the right outer thigh as well as another target area. But somewhere you don't want to feel any kind of electric or uncomfortable pain is in the right knee. We don't need that to be painful. So therefore, the right shin can be at an angle that serves you to create some level of tension and some level of stress in your right thigh and hip, but it's not bringing any kind of uncomfortableness in the right knee. So feel free not to have your right shin parallel with the front edge of your mat. And then as you walk your hands back towards the knee, you proud your chest, you plant your hands, you tuck your left toes and step the right foot back behind you. And just take a moment now as you recognize the difference between side to side. Half pigeon is such an incredible stretch, and you should feel so much more energy running down the right leg than in your left leg. Well, let's harmonize and balance that. So left leg lifts, drive the heel back, and then bring that left knee close to your left wrist and lower your shin down. Switch the prop underneath that left hip and peek over the right shoulder. Run your right leg long down the mat behind you. Square your chest to the front of the room as you proud up onto your finger pads and stretch along the back body. So lovely big extension here. So good, especially if you're like me and you're based in Australia. You're about to head out for a busy day, working, typing, sitting in a chair for some of it, moving around on other moments. Beautiful way to start your day. Lower down onto your forearms. And the prop underneath the left hip, it's something I see a lot of students avoid. Using anything there, they think, oh no, that's cheating, or I can't be bothered. Well, actually, you really want that left hip in almost all bodies to be a little more elevated and not just slumping down onto the mat, because that's the path of least resistance. As we stay for another breath or two here. And this time as you come up onto your hands and lift the chest and look forward, swing onto that left hip and bring the right leg forward and come into your comfortable cross legs. So I'm just going to maintain my position on my pillow and cushion. Turn around to face you, placing the hands on the knees and closing down your eyes. We're back where we started over half an hour ago, and just taking a moment now to dive into the subtle body. So take yourself from the fabric of your skin through the contours of your muscles and into the web of your nerves. I encourage you now to recognize how the body feels compared to half an hour ago. Resting your awareness in the heart space and cultivating a sense of gratitude and love for your body and yourself. Radiate from that point out and explore how the equanimity has arisen in the body. As we practiced in a synchronized, harmonized, and balanced way, has the body reacted to that in a positive sentiment? The root word of yoga is yuj, and yuj means to unite, to harmonize, to bring together. To recognize the light within me is the same as the light within you, And it's separation, it's boundaries, it's barriers that we place against ourselves, whether it be political, spiritual, sexual, whatever those things are that create those boundaries. That's what keeps us from that beautiful sense of unity, of kindness and compassion in a world that sorely needs it. Hands to your heart center, chin to chest. Pause for a moment, take a breath or two. Thank yourself for showing up today. Thank yourself for practicing. Thank yourself for setting aside some time and preparing for a beautiful day ahead. As your chin draws to chest, Loka Samasta Sukhi no Bhavantu. May all beings everywhere be happy and free. Greet this beautiful version of yourself in the remainder of your day with the Hindi word Namaste. Thanks for joining me today. I hope you had a nice time, and I will catch you again tomorrow morning, and I'll see you then. Bye-bye.